have two kids. My little girl is 7, and my son now is 58. And we didn't expect him. But anyways, now, I mentioned the kids because the family thing, it's interesting, you know. I'm not really sure. Every family, I think, is kind of a little crazy. And I was thinking about my family. We're a little bit odd. And I've talked to some of you people already today, so I don't feel alone. And I think every family has at least one crazy person in it. I really do. You know, and honest to God, if you don't think there's a crazy person in your family, you're the crazy person in your family. Man, I have no idea why. A lot of times it's an uncle. I'm not sure why that is. I have an Uncle Niner. Let me tell you about him. Uncle Niner, he's from Maine. And we call him Uncle Niner because he blew off one of his fingers on July 4th a couple of years ago. And he had an M80 in one hand and a beer in the other, and he lit the M80 and he threw the beer, you know, and that's why we call him Niner. But anyways, he lives in Maine. I went up to see him last year, and he had a beehive outside the entrance to his house. He said, I'm going to knock this beehive down. Do you want to help me? I said, no, I don't. And so I was inside. He came back in. He had welts on his face. It was like, it was throbbing. He went to get a baseball bat. I said, what are you going to do now? He said, I'm going to get the bee that did this. I said, how do you know what bee it was? He said, I got a pretty good look at him. So, but even crazy people sometimes say smart things. We were watching the Canadian geese flying south for the winter in that V formation. And it's pretty dramatic to watch. And as we're watching, he said, did you ever notice in the V formation, one line is longer than the other? And I said, I have noticed that. He said, do you know why that is? I said, no, I don't. He goes, well, there are more geese in that line. And I go, wow. So I got to write this stuff down. But my kids have grown up. Actually, my niece and my nephew, my buddies now. I have a 7-year-old niece. The energy level of a 7-year-old, holy moly. She's at my house the other day. She's watching the seagulls out in front of my house. I live right on the ocean, or near a dump. And we're watching the seagulls. As the day progressed, there were less seagulls. You guys understand. She goes, where did the seagulls go at night? I said, all over my car. Not a good answer, but she seemed happy. So, she loves pets. Here's a little pet quiz. She has a bunch of questions. I'll just give you 2. Number 1, where would you find a turtle? Where would you find a turtle with no legs? Exactly where you left it. Okay, good. Now, number 2, why? Why do dogs have cold noses? That's so they won't burn the other dog's asses. All right, good. So you're laughing and you're learning, and I think that's important. It really is. You know, it's funny, a lot of you people have pets, and leaving your pets for 9 days is sometimes traumatic, because we think about pets as being part of our family, you know. When I was growing up, as far as pets, my family, not a lot of money. We had a clam, and he ran away. But my cousin, the jokes are in here. You just got to listen. My cousin had a golden retriever. I remember this like it was yesterday. In the winter, he would lie on the floor next to the fireplace for the warmth, and he'd be licking his lower region, and the dog would walk in on him. Wow. You didn't see that one coming, did you? Okay. Just checking. And my nephew is 9 years old. He's a pain, I'll tell you. 9 years old. We were playing Pictionary the other day. Pictionary is like charades, but much more aggravating. They guess as you draw in the picture. I didn't know that. I had like a semicircle. The kid's going, is that the sun? Is that the moon? Is that the earth? They went, shut up, you little turd, and let me finish. I didn't say it in those words. I said, shut up, you little turd, and let me complete this. But finally, I took the kid out of all the straps, and he's got his problems. I shouldn't be picking on him. He's 9 years old, and he's a sleepwalker, but he's also a bedwetter. So on a good night, he can wet 5, 6 beds. I tell you, I I do not stay overnight at that house. So, here's one for my niece, 7-year-old niece, a little riddle for the crowd. What is the difference? What is the difference between roast beef and pea soup? What is the difference between roast beef and pea soup? And the answer is, anybody can roast beef. Okay, good. Now, we got 9 days. I can explain it if you see me. We can go over it, but I mentioned the family. My mom and dad still around, 89 and 91 years old, and it's a joy to visit them. My mother it's a natural thing. As you get older in life, you tend to shrink a little bit in size each year. My mom now is about the size of a Hummel, and no, I had her up on the shelf. We had a nice talk, and my mother, you might have someone like this in your family. Well, my mother when we talk on the phone, she assumes that I know what she's talking about. Like we've had part of the conversation.